Back to business, I've been gone for a minute. Was never sober, always sipping liquor. Passed out in the kitchen, in my feelings reminisce.
Hello
Could never
and
find
welcome
love,
to
but
Walk
like
a
a
Mile in My
pussy, I'm
Shoes.
swimming
I am
in
your
wind.
host
Tell me the
Keeley, and
difference
today's
between
special
Finland
guest
and
is
love.
Merkage. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You was literally, I know I've said this to you before, but you was the person that I reached out to first to come onto the show because
I appreciate that.
I know I've heard your music and I know that there's a story behind there,
Yeah.
and I want to hear it.
Well, thanks for having me. Come
Very
on,
welcome.
it's good.
Shout out to Coatsy.
Shout out to Coatsy. Shout out to Coatsy.
So
Yeah, always.
So tell me like a little bit. First of all, introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into.
For sure. Merkage. My name's Merkage. I'm from Birmingham, 26. I'm a rapper. I've been doing it for a long time. A long time.
How long?
I'd say I tried to like start writing lyrics from like 13.
Really?
Like yeah. Because I stumbled across hip hop, rap music around that age. Like my older brother had It's funny because my older brother had the Get Rich or Die Trying album and the Eminem Show, the album on CD. So I stumbled across them and I was like, all right. So I ended up listening to them and I was like, yo, what is this? Like, what is this? Because before that, I never really listened to hip hop. Like I said, I was only 13. So I never really listened to hip hop. Like my mum used to listen to like Michael Jackson, Prince, Whitney Houston, all things like that, which are great. But as soon as I heard hip hop, I was like, whoa, what is this? So I was just like obsessed, and I did all my homework. And then I went back as far as like, so I listened to Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, NWA, the Beastie Boys. Licks. Oh. Wow, that's a question. I'll probably say Tupac, Eminem. I like Jay-Z.
You like
There's
real,
loads. There's loads.
Real.
There you go. Exactly. So, so from there, to be fair, and then from then I started. So like I said, I starting to try and write music. Wasn't that great? But I was only 13.
Where did you get your beats and that from? Because YouTube wasn't around then, was it?
Nah, not really. It was like
or just writing to like.
Yeah, I was writing. Yeah. So I started writing from then. But yeah, YouTube definitely went around back then. God, I feel old.
I know.
I feel old.
I'm 29 on Thursday. Don't even go there with age.
Wow. Yeah. So like I said, I started writing from then a young age, back in school. Because I never used to be great at art, so I used to write in the back of my art book, and that weren't really good. So then come like lunchtime and stuff, there was a group of us that used to go to a place called like the Red Zone, it was called, and we used to just like spit bars, rap.
Really?
Yeah, rap. It was all that like grime back then. Like,
Did you know that you was a good rapper?
No, I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, holy shit.
I can't imagine that.
Holy shit. I was like, back then I thought, yeah, I'm the man. Like I'm rapping about like girls, and I'm like, shut up, man, you're 13, bro, go play Pokemon cards or something. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, nah. So back then, so I was on the train of grime and doing all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until I left school, I wanted to start rapping some real stuff. Like I wanted to talk about real stuff, but I was scared to do it. Like I was scared to, because no one was really, people around me weren't really doing that. Do you get me? Like
people follow the crowd.
Which I was doing. I was a sheep. I was but I wanted to get out of it. And then something crazy happened. It was when I was 16, and I ended up. It's mad. It's still mad to me today. I had a child.
You joking?
I promise. I swear. I was like
16?
At 16.
No way.
Know. And then
how was that? Who was you in a relationship or like?
Yeah. Like young love and all that. Yeah.
Was she 16 as well?
Yeah. So I turned. So then my son was born, and I turned 17 like 5 days after. But my life just went.
Of course.
It's the best thing to ever happen to me, but it's like at that time, my life just like turned upside down.
What did your parents say and stuff?
Not the best. But like my mum is the best. Like she'll support me for everything, and like she always has. So that was an experience. So I had my son, and I I just wanted to change what I was writing about with the whole music thing. Because at that point, I'm like, yo, I'm still a kid myself. Like, how am I supposed to be a dad? Like, I'm a kid. Shit. So I had to change my life. Then I was in the wrong crowd. I was with the wrong crowd. And I had to get away from that.
Yeah.
I thought I owe it to my child. And it's mad just talking about it now, because like I've never really spoke about it, but like my experience through it all.
How was you like? How did you process that? Like, did you ever have the conversation? Like,
I didn't really speak. I didn't really talk to anyone about it really. People would ask me around me like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine. I'll always be the guy to say I'm fine, and then when I know I'm not.
Were you excited?
Yes, but I was more scared.
Yeah, of course.
Like I said, greatest thing to ever happen to me, because it made me the person that I am today. I truly believe that. So then that happened. So then I started writing some real music. I was scared to put it out because I was like, I don't know if it's going to connect with people. But at this moment in time, no one was really listening to my stuff anyway. Like I said, there weren't really no YouTube. And then, say 2 years after that, when YouTube was a thing, people started putting their music on YouTube. I remember the one time I was writing like an anti-knife crime song, yeah. And I never spoke about this ever. And then I remember looking on the news. My mum was watching the news, and it was about the girl that got stabbed on the bus, Christina Edkins. She got stabbed on the bus. In Birmingham.
Was she from Birmingham?
Yeah. And as I was writing the anti-knife crimes, I remember seeing it, and I started writing like about the situation. I don't know what it was. I was angry.
You.
I was angry, and then I was just like, "What is this world?" And it was mad. It was mad because I was writing like a song like about knife crime, and then that's how she died. Rest in peace, obviously. God bless her. Yeah. So I was writing this song. I was in the studio the day after. I put the song down. My best pal was there looking at me, and he was like, "Wow, all right," because it was like a tribute song kind of thing. So.
Was it personal to that girl as well? Did you mention her name and stuff? Or?
Yeah. The song was called R.I.P. Christina, and then so I put that out. I didn't know her. I felt connected to
the situation.
Yeah, because it was mad, because I was doing an anti-knife crime song, so I ended up doing that, and then we shot a video for it. But this is what people don't know. Which I'll explain. Before we shot the video, I went to her school. I spoke to her head teacher. My best pal, we spoke to a friend. Everything. There was a conversation. Yeah. What people don't realise. Spoke to a head teacher, went to school, so we shot outside. Some of the shots for the video outside their school. I did the video. The video had been out one day. Then my best mate Bradley, who shot the video. Shout out to Bradley, he's been shooting my videos for years. He phoned me, woke me up. He said, "Bro, have you been on your Facebook? Have you been on?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm asleep. What do you mean?" He's like, nah, bro, look at the video. I look on the video. Bearing in mind, it took me a while to hit 1,000 views.
And you was
on
18
the video.
at this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I looked on the video, it was something like 20,000 views in a day.
Oh my God.
And I'm looking, I'm like, what? I did not expect nothing like this.
How did you feel? Did you feel like excited?
I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to feel. So I'd say 90%, maybe 95% of people was like, "Oh my God, it's great what you've done. It's a message.
Yeah.
It's and I had some messages from my friends from school, this and that. But then you get the 5%. Which were like, he didn't know her. I never once said I knew her. Yeah.
So what?
I never once said I knew her. He's blew up because of this. He's trying to grab fame. So, hold on, slow down.
Wow.
Go back a sec. This, like I said, this is like 5% of people out of say 100%.
5% of haters.
So I was just like, hold on a minute. I don't understand. I don't understand what's. I was just confused. So that kind of affected me, and I was like, nah. And then still to this day now, never once have I made a penny off the views that I've got on that. Nothing. I've never made one penny. No, that was not my intention. So I've gone from a guy that was barely hitting 1,000 views. What I was not expecting to wake up to 20,000 views on a video. Why would I expect that?
Yeah.
So then that happened, and but like I said, that was 5%. A small.
It kind of takes the enjoyment out of like
and then
the hard work
it affected
that
me, and I was like, this was not my intentions.
Yeah.
Like, oh, jeez, like, what is going on? Like, this was not my intentions. But that affected me in a way. But
the comments and stuff.
Yeah. There was, like I said, there was way more positive than negative. But so that happened, and I remember having a good conversation with my mum. And she was like, you knew the reasons behind it.
Exactly.
You felt connected to it. You this. That is what should matter. You get me?
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, fair enough. And plus, friends had spoke to me, this and that, people who knew her. And I was like, all right, cool.
There was all like you got the confirmation.
Yeah.
Where you needed to.
So then, moving on from then, I started. I said to my pal, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start doing more music. I'm gonna get on it, which I was anyway. I was looking to, because then I opened up to start writing about some real stuff.
Yeah.
So I was writing stuff about that, and I did a song called Daddy's Boy. I wrote a song, and then it was about my son, and that blew up, and so I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Like, people are hearing my stuff.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, yo, and I said to Bradley, I said, yo, bro, I'm gonna make a mixtape. He's like, yo, slow down. I said, no, I'm not slowing down. I said, no, I want to get in the studio. So bearing in mind, I was trying to scrape money together to get an hour in the studio. Like, it was like, I think it was like £10 an hour and that. So I needed hours in the studio. So I'm doing whatever I can do to make my money. And then I get in the studio, I make this mixtape. And my mum's friend knew how to print CDs and all that stuff. So then I've done loads of hardback copies. Bearing in mind, I'm getting a little following. I've got a little following now. So then
on where?
On like Facebook and mostly Facebook, to be fair. And at that time, Instagram wasn't really.
It wasn't around, was it?
I believe it kind of was, but
really?
but not.
So
not
how
massive.
It is now?
Yeah, there you go. So then I did that. So I started selling it's mad. I started selling like hardback copies outside my backpack and that, and I was like, wow.
Where did you sell them?
Like in town, yeah. Meeting up with people. Just me and my best pal. It was just us two. And then so we started selling them, and then I counted the money from after, and I was like, I've made it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is the most money I've ever had in my life.
How much did you make?
4 figures, like, yeah, 4, yeah. And I was like, yo, sick.
No.
So I just kept doing my music from then. And then I was approached by like a label, an upcoming label.
UK label.
Yeah. So they got in touch with me. They was like, oh, we want you to come down to the studio that we have. I said, all right, cool, no harm in that. Got down there, worked with a guy called Nate B, which we're good friends now still.
Yeah.
Did a song with him called Have You Ever. That song went out, they put that out. That did his thing, grew more people towards me. And then the main guy who owned the label, he was like, we should do an album together. I was like, all right, cool. Okay, all right. I did one a year ago. I was like, all right, let's make an album, like my first album. So that 2014, that was my mixtape. Do you know what I mean? So this was like an album.
How old was you by this point?
Oh, so we're talking 2015, like 19, 20.
So it was soon after like the songs had gone like viral.
Yeah.
Did they go viral on Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube, like I put them on YouTube.
So
Yeah. So then I started working with them. They had a producer.
How did they find you? Sorry, that's what I was
through
YouTube
like YouTube, Facebook, and stuff like that. I believe they messaged me through Facebook.
Yeah.
So then I started working with them. They introduced me to the producer. Was there? I'd never worked with a producer. I worked with, like, I always used to bring like YouTube beats and stuff like that. So this guy was making me. I was just so excited. I was like, yo, yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
But then I felt like they were telling me what to write about, what to do, like trying to steer me in a direction, and I'm like, okay. But at the time I was like, all right, I'll do it. So I started making this music, started doing, working on the album. Well, the producer was great. He was a good kid. He was a good lad. He was good. He knew what he was doing, and he knew that I appreciated him. Like he was good at what he did. I liked him. He was a good lad. Just there was the other people around, which was just like, nah, don't trust you. But then, so from that album, so I put the album out, did photo shoots. I got the O2 Academy to do my own show. Headlined. I was headlining the O2 Academy. So there's 3 rooms in the O2. The big one, the other one, and then the smaller one. So I sold out the small one. Sold it out. So I headlined the O2. I'm like, yo, I did my own show. It was all happening so quick. So I did that. It was amazing.
I can imagine.
It was amazing.
Was you nervous?
It was mental. Like, it was crazy. Before then, I did little shows, open mic events, and so I was used to being on a stage and a mic, but nothing like this. Like this.
How many people?
A few hundred. I want to say 300 to 400, or something like that.
That's so scary, there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I did that. One of the best days of my life. It was great. It was amazing. Like to hear people sing back your songs to you, and incredible. Yeah. People asking for pictures. I just felt like I was on top of the world.
Yeah, celebrity.
I felt like it at the time. I was just like, "Oh, this is happening so quick." So obviously I had hardback CDs there and all other things, but they were selling them. And I remember when I was taking pictures, the label who I was with, that their team was selling my CDs and selling this and that. They left. Like, they just left. I remember saying to, I can't remember who I said it to. Oh, where are they? I don't want to mention names because
they left from the O2.
Yeah, they left. They
like
left
halfway through the show.
No, it was finished. I was taking photos and speaking to people.
Yeah.
Because I came out and then spoke to everyone.
Yeah.
But they had left, and I was like, oh, where's the CDs? Where is everything? Like, what's going on? So they sold all my hardback CDs there, and then left with the money and whatever. I was like, all right, cool. The day after, I had a festival. The day after, Shard Fest. Have you ever heard of Shard Fest?
I have.
Yeah. There. I was ready to perform there the day after. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll see him there.
Yeah.
My manager.
Yeah.
I'll see him there and the team there.
Yeah.
I get a phone call from not even him. It was his like girlfriend saying,
wow.
"Oh, he can't make it. He's not very well. He's not." Cool. The show must go on. Do you know what I mean? So all right, cool. So I left. Bearing in mind, this was the last time I ever seen him in my life.
You are joking.
So I went there, did the show. A week went on after the show. Show was great. It was amazing. I loved performing. I just love performing. Yeah. I love music, hip hop, rap. I love it. Yeah. So I did that. A week went on. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I ain't received nothing. I ain't received anything.
Like money wise.
Yeah.
And was you promised money?
Yeah, 110%. Like, which I forgot to say is I signed a contract with them, which at the time I was so excited. I didn't get no one to look over it. I didn't. So I've signed this. I'd say 2 months. 2 months went. I had a screenshot message of the money that had gone through, that I'd been paid from album sales, streams. So I'm like, oh, he's going to pay me.
Yeah.
He's like, I need your detail. I need this to transfer things further. I'm like, long time no see. No speak. And
was you like concerned that you hadn't spoke to him and stuff?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'd not heard of him. But then I had a little bit of hope when he messaged me saying, "Oh, here's your money. Like, here's the album sales," and it was proof of how much I made from this. All right, cool. That was the last time I spoke to him ever. Then
so I
didn't receive nothing. He sent that over, and I'd never received anything.
Did you chase him up?
Yeah, but I couldn't do nothing about it at that point because of the contract, and I didn't read the small print, and it was just a nightmare.
It's a lesson though.
Oh, of course.
And you was young enough to like, obviously it's still like...
But that's not the worst of it though. The music that I put out on that album was nothing to what I did the year before. So I had people messaging me, my little fan base that I had, saying, in a nice way, saying, "What is this?" Like, and I was just like, fuck. it's nothing compared to the year before. Like my mixtape.
Because you was more real the year before.
Yeah. And I was doing songs that it was. I was getting told, oh, you can't just do this. You need to do a song like this. You need to throw that in there. You need to throw this in there. And I just listened and I did what I was told to do. So I did that. Then I had a lot of hate on it. Well, I wouldn't say hate. I just like, this isn't as good as your old stuff.
Bit of confusion.
Yeah. And then from then, with the whole situation, I just fell out of love with it. Like, literally, I just didn't want to make music.
Is it because it made you, like, doubt yourself and stuff?
I just felt like I was stabbed in the back. Like, I was hurt by it. I was just like, I felt like I was running at 100 miles per hour, and then I just stopped. It was just, I just felt, I was hurt by it. I didn't trust no one. I was like, nope, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. And then I'd say I didn't put out a song for probably a year. Probably had just stayed away from it. I was writing little bits here and there. I just couldn't feel the connection towards
Lost your passion.
Million percent. I felt hurt. I felt hurt with what had happened. So then I met up with Coatsy Beats. We
How
both
did you
Coatsy.
meet Coatsy?
I met him. I met him through. So this was like 2016. So a year after the album came out in 2015, I met up with Coatsy, and I met up with him. How did I meet up with him? Through Brendan.
So it was through music.
Yes. My good pal Brendan. Shout out Brendan. He knew Coatsy. He's known Coatsy from young. From when Brendan was young. And Brendan was doing a show at the O2 Institute, and he got at me and was like, "Come through." Brendan had heard my stuff. Come through. And at this moment in time, I wasn't really in love. I weren't in love with music. I was just like, and if it weren't for Bradley, my best pal, he was like, "Yo, come on, bro, let's get back on it." I'm like, all right, cool. So I did a show. Obviously, I heard, that's where I met Coatsy. I bumped into Coatsy like backstage. So
was he producing for
Brendan? Yeah. And then he was like, "Oh, who are you? So he started introducing people. Coatsy makes beats, makes this, and I'm hearing some of Brendan's stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, yo, it sounds great." Like, do you know what it was? What stood out to me was the quality of the music, the sound, the mixing, the mastering.
So particular.
And I'm like, "Yo, this is good." So then I got introduced from Coatsy from then. Took his number. So I hit him up. For to do a session with him, just like 2 hours or something like that in a session. And then I still remember it. So from that day when I was in the studio with him. It was an experience that I'll never forget. So when I got in there, I'd never seen an instrumental, a beat made how he was doing it. Because he didn't know me, I didn't know him. He didn't really know too much about my music. I didn't know, and the way we like connected, and he was like, "I see what kind of style you want to go for. I see this," and then he was asking from everything from like the bass to the snare. Do you like this snare? Do you like these drums? Would you like this to be put in? And I was like, whoa, okay. So it was just so much going on. And I did a song. So I did a song with him, put that out. And then from then, I just stayed connected with him. Done a few more sessions with him. It just was incredible. I loved it. And I can't say I was back in love with music then, but because I just didn't trust anyone. I just didn't trust no one. Yeah. So then I kept making music. I kept going to see him a few times, started doing a few more sessions. Bearing in mind, from then, I didn't have a studio session. I want to say I didn't record no music for like a year. So I kept going with Coatsy, doing some music with him. And then I decided, all this music that I'm making, I wasn't really putting nothing out, the odd song here and there. Why don't I make an album? Like, why? Like, why don't I? Not a mixtape, not an EP, I'm talking an album. Let's go. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. And if I'm going to do it, this is the guy to do it with. Yeah. Because bearing in mind, I'm probably 5 songs deep now with Coatsy, and everything I've asked for, he's delivered. Yeah. And I'm starting to feel like musically, he's starting to know my sound. So I was like, all right, let's do an album. I was like, I'm on it. So we started recording an album, and there was a song on there called Bad Memories 2, and then I just spoke about my childhood on it. I literally let everything out and I just went in on it. I just spoke about everything that I was feeling about my childhood. Bearing in mind, I've wanted to talk about my childhood from like 13. I was like, it's always been in the back of my mind. I've always wanted to talk about it.
From pre-13, like before you was 13?
Yeah. I've always wanted to talk about it from when I was young. And from when you're at a young age, you remember some things. You remember only some things. I remember having a conversation with my mum and I was like, this part don't add up with this. So she explained everything to me. And then, so I found out everything. So I was like, wow. I wrote about it, put it out in a song. I remember
What's that song called?
It's called Bad Memories 2. I did Bad Memories, the first one, back on my mixtape in 2014. And people, that was probably my most played song on that CD. So I wanted to do a second one and get more deep and very, very personal. But I've always been scared to do it.
Just because of like you putting yourself out vulnerably?
I just felt like I didn't have the strength to talk about it. It was very, very hard. So I did that. And I remember recording it. And Coates just looks and he's like, wow, like, okay. He's like, well, you're going, like, you're deep, bro. Like, you're speaking I can hear the pain in your voice. Like, wow. And I remember the beat that he made was just incredible. Because he made this beat before I even decided I was going to, I've always wanted to write this song.
Yeah.
I heard the beat and I was like, yo, this is it. This is the song. Took it away, wrote to it, come back, recorded. He was like, wow, okay. Shot a video to that. And bearing in mind, I've not put a song out at this point since the one that I did with Coatsy. I put like one song out in a year. So I put this one out with a video.
So was this the song that you put out after that, the first one with Coatsy? Is that the first one that you did since you had the bad experience with the bad management kind of thing? So you built up like...
Yeah. So from that experience with the bad management, I'd probably put 2 songs out. Yeah. And then this one, I hit over 100,000 views. People were hitting me like, yo, I can relate to that.
Bad Memories?
Bad Memories 2, yeah.
No way.
Yeah. And then people were messaging me, this is incredible. How you spoke about that, I can relate to this. And I started to fall back in love with it. And do you know how much, like, you know when people say, when you say something, you do something, that's like a weight off your shoulders. Yeah. I felt free. As mad as it sounds.
Because you was able to be yourself again.
And exactly. So I did that. I got a lot of good feedback. I just felt great for doing it. Yeah. So I made the album, did the album, put the album out. It did good. Did photo shoots for it, videos, did everything. Pushed it out. And I started to fall back in love with music again. I really, really did start to fall back in love with music again. So we're in 2017 now. Okay. And so then we move on. I'm still doing my music thing. I love it. So I'd say 2019. I'm trying to think, did I do a show in 2017? I'm sure I did. Yeah, I'm sure I did a show in 2017. I thought it was just so much. So then 2019, I went for an experience with. I was with someone. I had my second child on the way. Yeah. 2019. Yeah. But we ended up falling out. Like, how can I say? Out of contact. We didn't. It's hard for me to say. Like, we stopped speaking. Like, she cut contact with me. So I went for a bad experience from my first child because I was so young and I didn't see my son be born because of the complications from my first one. And then I had a worry. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna
go through it again.
I'm not going through it again. No, I can't do this. So I didn't end up seeing my second son, my youngest son now, be born, and I wasn't involved. So that happened, and I just hit a low, like bad, like nothing to do with music, nothing, just personal. And I thought, because I don't see my my oldest son now. I don't see him, and I thought I'm gonna have to. I just looked at it as I'm gonna have 2 children that I don't see, and I'm like.
Was it because you had bad relationships with
my first son's mum? Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. But I seen him for the first 7 years of his life, and then things happened, and it just so then I said to myself, I said, I'm gonna have 2 kids, and I'm not gonna see him because you cut contact with me. You're not gonna be involved. I'm like, wow. I just hit a low. I hit a low, and I remember just not wanting to be here at all. I remember booking a hotel, and just went to a hotel on my own, drank, took drugs, and I just didn't want to be anymore. That was it. I was ready to just I just wasn't. I just looked at it as my kids. I want my kids to be my life. I want to give them everything I can. If I haven't got them, then what do I have? I looked at world and I was like, what do I have? So I was just ready to. I just didn't want to be here.
Did anybody know what you was going through or how you felt?
Yes and no, because I'm not really a talker. I'm not really a speaker. So I was at that stage, and I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. But then you start thinking, what's my mum gonna do?
Yeah.
What are my brothers gonna do? What are my children gonna do?
Yeah.
They're gonna get older. They're gonna get older, yeah, and they're gonna know. They're gonna know
the truth.
There you go. There's always 2 sides to a story, 100%. All the time, and I'm like, do you know what? I need to get out of this. And when I tell you, I was ready. I've never been so certain on something in my life, and it scares me now thinking about the way I was back then.
Yeah.
It really does, and I'm like, oh my God. So I had to get out of it. I spoke to people, and that's when I started talking. I've never spoke. I've always gone to the booth and wrote my thoughts and my feelings down. So I started speaking. I told my mum how I feel. I know she was worried. Of course she was worried. And
could people see the change in you, or was you able to cover it up? Because a lot of people that are suffering are able to mask the way that they're feeling. I'm not that person. No. When I'm done, everybody knows it. I can't help it. Yeah. It's just my whole body changes.
I think my mum knew. I was drinking a lot. Yeah. I was taking drugs and that. I ain't proud of any of it. Yeah. I'm not. We're all human, and
exactly.
I didn't know what to do. I felt lost. I had people around me, but I felt
alone.
So alone, and I was like, it's scary. I was scared, but I was at the point if I don't have my children, then I don't have anything. So it was a very scary time. So now I have my son. He's 1 now.
Was this before then? So
she was pregnant with my son at the time.
And she what?
I got contact. I weren't speaking to her, and what I had in my mind was I'm gonna have 2 children. I didn't see my first son before.
History repeating itself.
Exactly, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. No, I can't do this. But then obviously I start thinking about my loved ones, and I start thinking it's not fair on them. Yeah. How's my mum gonna cope? Yeah. How's my brother's gonna cope? It makes me look. I just felt like, oh my God, it's gonna make me look weak. Yeah. How my kids are gonna grow up and go, oh, my dad's not here then. And there's always 2 sides to the story, and they're gonna grow up and they're gonna know everything. So then I was at that point, because I made an EP with Coatsy around that time, and I think deep down, Coates is one of them. He's not really a talker, and I think when I was making this EP, I think it was called The Science of Heartbreak. I took it down. I took it off everything. I can't listen to it.
Really?
No, I can't listen to it.
Because you're not that person anymore.
I had a song at the end called Rooftop. And it's the very last song of the EP. It's about me going to the top of a bridge and jumping. It's so deep. It's it's crazy. I think Coatsy knew how powerful, depressing the EP was, but he just lets me do my thing.
Yeah.
So I did that EP, and then as I've recorded that, that's when I went to try and I had in my mind I booked out a hotel room just for me to sit there, close the curtain, just in the dark, and I just drank and I took drugs, and I was ready to. I really was ready to go, and like I said, and I started thinking. I never overthought so much in my life, so I started overthinking, and that's when I obviously started thinking about my loved ones, my mom.
You yourself out of it.
Yeah, and then so that was a very, very scary time. I've never spoke about that like that.
Thank you for sharing it. It's
mad.
made me feel like emotional and stuff.
Yeah.
What was the after obviously you felt like that, how did you then bring yourself out of that state of mind? I know you mentioned that you had to think about all of the people that you loved and that kind of stuff. I remember when I was in that situation, and you did say as well that you felt weak, or you would be viewed as weak, but people who unfortunately have those thoughts and deal with these kind of situations, they are the strongest, because God will never burden you with it more than you can bear, for a fact.
Yeah, it's true.
And when you're in that situation, it's just so you can build that strength and resilience. That strength and resilience is what you need to get to the next part of your journey, because it's a journey. And it's so sad that so many people are suffering with mental health and are surrounded by so many people but still feel alone. And I think it's just, how did you manage to get yourself to where you are today?
So I ended up getting back in contact with my youngest son's mum, and seeing my son, and that. He's one now. And I think to get out of there, I honestly, the truth is, I'm not the best now. I'm not the best. You have good days, you have bad days, but I'm always been a person to say, yo, pick yourself back up. The people out there that are worse than you. You have a roof over your head.
100%.
Come on, like, you know what I mean? It's like that inner voice telling you to do something positive, get you out of that frame of mind.
I feel like you're always your own worst enemy as well.
Yeah.
So I can be somewhere and I can give off all this good energy and I can really help people and I'm motivational and empowering, and then I can be behind closed doors and then I'm left with myself and the thoughts that you're arguing with yourself. Like you start to, when them thoughts come in, you get trapped in a wow.
Yeah, it's true.
And you are just, the way I see it is, I'm just horrible to myself. I'm like, I'm supposed to be like loving myself and feeling how I'm perceived, but it's hard because nobody knows what goes on inside of the mind. Nobody knows how people see themselves, and that's what really needs to be highlighted. People have to be comfortable and confident with who they are, not only for the outside world but for themselves as well, because that's what really matters, because when the door closes, you're left by yourself.
It's true.
How do you see yourself? I think that I'm really, really passionate about self-love and self-care at the minute because of mental health. Because there's so many external factors in this world, like things that you can't control. Like you can't always control getting your heart broken.
Never.
You can't control the events that happen to you in life. You can't control the death of people around you. You can't control anything apart from yourself and how you react to situations that present themselves to you. So when you decide how it is that you're going to react to that situation, that is then you're launching rockets of desire. It's a hard situation. You've really touched me talking about that. It's made me feel really emotional.
Yeah, it feels good to speak about it.
I'm glad that you've let it out, because so many people in the music industry as well, they must be going through the same thing, because the highs and the lows of the industry, like you said, you got signed. You was a teenager. But then with that signing, you didn't read the small print. you got forced out of your own alignment because you got asked to write songs that wasn't to who you are.
Yeah.
And then you lost your confidence and you started to doubt yourself.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the train then, what leads on to the breakdown, which is where you got to, the breakdown. So now tell me about your breakthrough.
Yeah. So then obviously it's all about self-love, like you said. Like, and I had to start believing in myself again.
Yeah.
I had to start. I always look at it and think, to see if there's an inner voice inside me to say, get back up, get back up, move forward, do something positive. Like have someone to just say, are you okay? I think that to me is a great thing. Like I love to say, how are you? How's your day? Are you okay?
Yeah.
It's good. And when I get that energy back from the same person, it's just little things, they all add up, and then I keep moving forward. So from then I just got back in the studio making more music. It's just all that I know. It's all and I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I think people are at a point now, they know what kind of music I'm gonna come out with. Don't get it wrong, like sometimes I want to spit bars, like I want to show that I can rap.
Yeah. You can.
So I'm just now I want to. So I said this year. So we'll talk about this year now. I have got this year planned. I've never planned a year in my life.
Good.
Never done it.
Live it.
And I'm gonna have a video coming out next month, and it's just gonna be a movie. Like I'm literally, I wanna look at this year and go, I had this planned, and I did that,
Achieved.
and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going, and then I want a project out at the end of the year, and I want it to just be advertised. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can, put my heart, put my everything into it, because I don't want to look back when I'm older and say, I wish I did that. I wish I did that. I wish I did this. I wish I did that.
It's not about that.
Exactly.
It's not
so
about
I think
that.
the whole
One life.
Exactly. So I think this year is about. I've got it planned. I've never, like I said, I've never planned a year, and I'm ready this year to just
it's the
do what I want. The rebirth.
When you go down as well, I think when you come up from a low and you start realising that the low was only intensified because of your own mental state, and then you start really believing in yourself and believing in who you are and stuff, you become relentless then. Like you don't care you don't care about other people's opinions, you don't care about all the stuff that you once cared about that got you into that situation, because you built that strength and resilience before. You grow through what you go through.
And I think it's always about consistency. I've never been consistent.
Me neither. It's hard. It's hard being consistent when you struggle with mental health. It's hard to be consistent, because one day you can believe in yourself and create something amazing, and the next day you're like, oh.
And exactly. I've always had people say to me, oh bro, you're good at what you do, this, but you're never consistent. But then people don't know, away from the music, that you have a personal life. Personal problems
that you don't write about.
There you go. So that's what people don't realise. But then I get it's people want to hear more music, and I love that. The people that follow me and listen to me still to this day now. I have people from back when I was doing the mixtapes in 2014 that still listen. That warms me, like it really does, and that keeps me. That's one of the main reasons that keep me going now. Like, no, I'm not famous. No, I haven't got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers, but I have a following, and I get the view. The numbers don't lie.
Cool.
Like,
you got to start somewhere.
Exactly, and I just want to keep growing. I keep growing. I've never been one to big myself up and saying I'm this and I'm saying I'm that. I want to be the person that if I put a song out and one person comes back to me and says I relate to that, there you go, I've done my job.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Because
you've touched one person's life, and that's all that.
There you go. Not only have I got it off my chest, I
believed it from theirs.
Exactly. And even if that's one person, but then when I get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, I'm like, wow. And it keeps me going. I love music. I think I'll be writing music when I'm 80. I don't know if I'll be recording, obviously, but I just love it. I just love being able, the way that people can put pain on a page. The words and piece them together, and I'm just like, I love that. I've always loved hip hop from, like I said, from when I was 12, 13. Fell in love with it.
I'm excited. I haven't listened properly to your music. I've listened to obviously, is it Harley?
Oh,
That
what I
was
did with
so
Mox.
good.
What I did
Yeah,
with Mox.
yeah. That was the first song I've heard. That's how you came like onto my radar. I was like, who's that?
That's
and then
crazy.
I was like, oh, that. And then obviously I met you in Coates's studio very briefly, but 100%. I'm excited for what you've got because I really do love your style. And now I know your story. I'm going to listen to all of your other songs because I'm intrigued to know even more. I'm excited to see what you bring for this year. And consistency, I'm saying this to you, but I mean this for me too. Consistency creates momentum, and you just run with that momentum. You just got to run with it, and then who knows what's next?
100%. Like, I have this year planned, believe me.
I'm excited for you.
What I've got for it, I just want to be heard.
You will be heard.
I want to be heard. Well, just quickly about that Harley thing, because that was mad. Because I remember being in the studio, because obviously Mox works with Coatesy, I work with Coatesy, and I bumped into Mox before that, and we started in Coatesy studio. I think we was passing by when I was finishing up a session, or he was finishing up a session, and was passing through. And I remember, so I started following Mox on Instagram. He followed me back. I heard the snippet that he wanted to do something about Harley Quinn, the Joker, and that. And I'm a big, like, I'm a nerd. Like, I'm into like Marvel and DC and all the comic book stuff. I'm into that. I phoned Coatesy. I phoned him. I said, bro, I promise you now. I feel like you knew what I was going to ask you. I said, I see Mox making a Harley thing. I said, bro, Peggy, let me get on there. Speak to Mox for me. Because I didn't know Mox like that. I'd pass through him. He said, all right, shout him. But then I messaged Mox myself. I just messaged him.
Wait.
And he was like, yeah, for sure. So then I believe he already had his verse. I come through, put my verse down. Mox was like, yo. He's like, yo, sick.
The video is epic.
Oh my God, I get to the video. So I remember going to the video shoot. Coach was telling me through that, he's like, he ain't holding back. He's getting Lamborghinis. He's getting police officers that are like, not real police officers, but like people dressed like real police officers and fire engines. What? Helicopters? Huh? I'm shooting a Netflix movie or something. So then we did the video, and I was there, and my head was just blew up. Like, I remember putting out a little trailer thing on my Instagram, and people were like, "Yo, are you in a movie? Is this a movie you're doing? Are you an actor now?" And I'm like, "Yo, no." But and when I dropped
Not yet.
and then everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's crazy." So I always want to say, I just want to shout out Mox for letting me jump on that and do my thing
with Mox as well. So shout out, Mox.
Yeah, 100%.
We love you too.
100%. And so I just want to big up Mox for letting me jump on that. And it was it's on Link Up TV. Mox, Harley featuring Eddie Luna. Oh my God, the hook. Eddie Luna on the hook as well. The hook's great. And myself on Link Up TV. But yeah, that was a great experience. That was great.
Where can we find you, Merkage?
Merkage Music on everything, like Merkage. Yeah, Merkage Music, Instagram, YouTube. Go subscribe to the YouTube. You get me? I'm gonna get 10k subscribers this year by the end of the year.
What are you on at the minute?
9.3, something, I don't know. So I want to get 10k by the end of the year.
Light work. You're already there.
I'm gonna be consistent. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna be on you now. I haven't heard anything from you in a while, Merkage, and I'm subscribed to your channel.
100%. But yeah, I think that's what it is now. It's just keep moving forward and do my thing. Like I said, I've got it planned. I'm ready. Like, I don't think I'm starving.
Yeah.
Like, I am. I'm telling you
Hunger's
now.
next level different. Lockdown, it's done something to the creatives because
it is, yeah.
Like, it suppressed me a little bit, and then I just thought, beast come out, not playing anymore.
How have you dealt with the whole lockdown thing though?
The first one, I absolutely loved it, and the reason was, like, take everything away from the pandemic and the world, everything that's gone on there. In 2017, 2018, I'd gone through a really bad breakup, and I had a really bad breakdown.
Okay.
So I segregated myself, secluded myself from the whole world, family, friends, everything. And I just stayed by myself because I didn't trust anybody at all. And I was angry and I was hurt. And I wasn't just angry and hurt because of the breakup. I was angry and hurt because of life before that. And I think, I don't know, but my point is, I got used to being alone, and I got used to being indoors because
Yeah.
I didn't work. I worked for myself, so
Okay.
I didn't need to leave the house and socialise and stuff. It was bad
Mm.
for my mental health because I really did cut everybody off.
Yeah.
But because now the lockdowns come around, I didn't suffer as much as I would have if I hadn't had to go through that breakdown that time. So when lockdown hit, I was like, oh my God, everybody's on my level now. Everybody's been
Yeah.
held back. Like, we were all staying in.
It was crazy. It is crazy to think like how it all happened and lockdown. I was like, whoa, what is happening?
I know. And I kind of feel like everything that I was trying to do years before and like in my life never worked because God had a greater plan, and this was about to happen.
Yeah.
And this could have potentially, me personally, I'm so fortunate. I'm so happy and grateful. I'm so thankful that I've managed through this. The first one, the second one, good. The third one, this one has not been as easy because I'm bored of it now. I'm angry that I can't get stuff
I think everyone's like that.
Yeah.
I think everyone's at a point where
I've
what
just
is
had
normal?
enough.
Like, what is normal?
Yeah, it's nothing anymore. Like, the world will never go back to the same now.
No, it won't.
The
It won't.
money is going to go into cryptocurrency eventually.
Yeah.
Small businesses and big businesses are closing down. Like, it's like the people at the top are falling, but for people like us, like, there's a whole new market.
It's mad.
There's a whole new energy
It's
with
mad.
our names on it.
Yeah, I think there'll be a new normal. I don't think we'll ever go back to normal.
Just
I think
forget
that-
normal. Let's just be ourselves. Let's just forget trying to fit in. I spent too much of my life trying to fit in. It's not like I never not fitted in, but I didn't fit in because I'm such a deep person that because of that, I felt like my level of conversation was too deep for like most people. But then you come out, you meet people.
Yeah,
and you
I
realise
always
that-
used to feel like with music, I thought I can't talk about these things because I don't want to be looked at.
as weird.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, he's depressing rapper. He's sad. He just speaks about sad stuff. He just speaks about this.
Yeah.
Speaks about that.
And
Which
I
which
didn't want
90% of my stuff will be like that. But the 10% of it, I got bars. Like,
100%.
I can rap.
You've got bars.
I can
You
rap.
can rap, and it's real life. And like, I write music, and my music is sad and depressing. And the reason my music has been so sad and depressing is because I was so sad and depressed. What do you expect?
So you're writing about what
writing
you
it out.
feel. Yeah.
It's therapy. And when you're writing that, okay, I understand some of the people around you will think it's sad and depressing because they can't really relate to it and resonate, and they want to like get on a vibe and whatever. That's absolutely fine. I'm not making music for you. There is like billions of people out there who can relate to what I'm going through, and they're the people that you need to tap into.
And it took me so long to realise what you've just said there. Do you know how it took me years to realise, if I want to write about this, I'll do it. I was just like, I've always wanted to write about deep stuff and stuff that how I'm feeling. Because like I said, there's an audience out there for everything. Not everybody likes rap music.
Yes.
Some people like pop music. Some people like other.
100%.
So there's always an audience for everything that you do. So and it took me a very, very long time to
break out the social confinements.
there you go, to realise that there are people out there that are going to listen to your stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers
That's
don't lie.
always the way.
And your confidence is what will carry you through. Your self-belief. You have got your creation. You can write. You can rap. You can spit bars, like you said, hard bars. So when you know that, you just got to believe solely in that and put your blinkers on and block out the noise from everybody else. That's what I'm doing. Block out the noise from everybody else and just keep striving forward, and you'll end up where you're supposed to be.
I'm trying. I am trying because there's a lot of good rappers out there, especially in Birmingham in the UK. Like I'll never be one to stand there and say, yeah, I'm the best, but I'm the best me.
Nobody's you, and that is your power.
I'm the best me. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So
there is you, not just the best you. You're the only you.
there you go.
No one can do what you do. No, the story is in the struggle. No one's got your story. That is absolutely exclusive to you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna smash it.
And there's so much more to tell.
Tell me more.
No.
We'll leave that one for next time.
For next time, there'll definitely be a
one.
next time.
I know, and I'm going to listen to your story about your childhood because I didn't want to press you on it today, but I really want to know.
Yeah, for
sure.
I believe later in the year we'll
We'll meet up again.
back up. There'll be so much.
Will it be in your studio? Will it be in Coates's? Will it be in mine?
I want you on the project for the end of the year, so we'll end up being in the studio anyway. Because she can sing. She can sing. She can sing.
I don't believe that I can sing.
She can sing. I heard you, man. I've heard you. I said to Coates, because I went into Coates, I said, Coates, I need a hook for something. Play me something. I need a singer. I need one. And then you were one of the people who played. I was like, who's that? And then I swear you came through the studio the same day.
Oh, that's not destiny.
Because I was doing a song my latest song that I put out, The Underdog. It's not like no meaningful rap or nothing like that. It's just bars. So you came through because I've always been one of them. Like I'll always have a closed session. I don't want no one in my session. I don't want nobody. I just want me and Coatesy. That's it.
Clean energy.
But that day he let me know that Mox was coming through, this and that. So I had a song to do before The Underdog that I did. But I don't care if people come in when I'm doing because it's just bars. And I remember
did
Mox.
you jump on the tune that was made after that as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course you did.
Because that was funny. Because I was obviously I did the song that I wanted to do. And then Coach is like, people are coming through. Do you want to cut it now, or what do you want to do? Because he knows what I'm like. He knows I don't. I says, no. This is.
Is that due to nerves?
No. I just like to be in my own little zone and my own. Like it's my session. Like I don't want people. It's not. I don't want people to watch. Like it's not for me to. The process of making the music. But I was doing like just straight bars and that. So I didn't care. So you came through as I think I was just finishing up. I'm not sure. But you came through with, there was a few of you, isn't it? There was like 5 or 6 of you.
Range was there and stuff as well.
Loads of it come through. And then I remember them bobbing their head to the tune and that. And it was like, yo, cold, sick. So then Coatesy was like, because obviously Coatesy lives around the corner from me. So I was like, Coates, I'll come back with you. You know, Coatesy was like, I'll come back with me and that if you want to chill. Max was like, yeah, you can always chill. Like, cool. So I sat back. And this is before, I remember I was sitting next to you and I was like, I've heard you sing. And you was like,
what? Where? How?
yeah. So then we had that conversation. And then I remember them doing the tune that they were doing. And I heard the beat and I was like, yo, the beat's cold. And then I was like, yo, I could jump on this. No, what did someone say? I'll jump on it.
It's probably me. I was trying to get everyone. Yeah. I think it was.
I was like, yeah, I got no bars. I was like, fuck it, I'll write now. So I wrote there and then. And I jumped on a tune and I don't even.
Have you heard that tune?
I don't know. I don't even know. I ain't got a clue. But it was a good experience. It was a good energy. And
really good energy. It's always good energy in Coates's studio. I remember that song that I made, and I had it. Coatesy didn't mix it or anything. I hadn't met Coatesy at this point, and like the hook is, I was losing my mind, and then I was too scared to show it because I didn't realise Coatesy was deep like us. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is not fun.
Yeah.
But and he like spun around in his chair, and he was like, I was like,
Coatesy one of them. He won't say too much.
He's a man of little, very few words.
But his face says everything.
100%.
Because he's been many times where he's like to me, because he knows who I am now. I've known him since, 2021, so 2016, a good few years. He'll always say to me, nah, you can do that better, do this part again. And I'll trust him,
Yeah.
So, And I'm one of them, like, I'll do a tune, Coatesy will always mix it in his own time, and I'd leave it with him. I've done my part.
He's like a
He'll
master.
add things to it, and so I got a song coming out say next month, and it's mad because it's called, I know you've mentioned the word self-love, and that's the name of the song.
No, you don't.
Swear to God. So I left that with him, and he's had it for about 2 weeks, and he sent it me only yesterday.
No way.
I listened to it back, and I played it to my pal in the car, and he was like, bro.
You have to.
I said, I feel like I'm gonna re-record this part. No, he's like, no, bro. It sounds raw. It sounds bad. Like
really?
I feel everything you're saying. He's like, that is the best song you've ever done. I was like,
use it as the intro for this podcast.
Imagine.
You gotta send it to me.
I will send it you.
Yeah,
I'll send it you.
100%.
I'll send it you.
I'm excited.
Yeah, man. All positive energy. Let's move forward
positive.
and just consistency is the key.
Exactly.
100%.
Have you got anything that you would want to say to the younger generation who may have gone through something similar to you in regards to childhood, in regards to music? Like, what kind of, have you got a motivational message that you would say to anybody?
Just never keep it in. Like, I did it for years, and it's always good to talk. And I know some people find it hard to talk, like I do. Like, I've always been like that. But I think you should never keep you never keep it in. Like, therapy's good. Like, you can go and speak to a completely stranger who don't know nothing about you.
No judgment.
And no judgment. There you go, because it's their job. And I believe things like that will help you.
Otherwise, you keep it in, it bubbles.
You'll
up,
explode.
You suppress it, and you end up having yourself as a worst enemy. And you gotta love yourself in this world, because you really have only got yourself, really, at the end of the day.
Exactly. So that's definitely never keep things in. Just don't always talk, because that will weigh on your shoulders. And
a problem shared is a problem halved.
There you go, and it grows and it grows. And in life, even the greatest of all time get knocked down. Muhammad Ali was knocked down how many times? But he kept getting back up, and this is why he's the greatest of all time. There you go.
100%.
Always, and nobody not been low in life. No, like, fell to the floor and got back up.
The harder you fall, the higher you rise.
There you go.
100%. And I used to fear failure. Now I fear success. So there's going to be fears everywhere. You just gotta like deal with the whatever. No, that fear is not true. You've made up them thoughts in your head. You've probably like added loads of its little fearful friends to it, and then all of a sudden you got a problem that you just created by yourself.
See, life is what you make it. Always believe in that. Life is what you make it. You want something, go out there and get it. Like. People always say, like, good things come to those who wait. And I'm like, I always look at that and go, no, they don't. Good things come to them who work hard for it. Work your arse off to get it.
And
work hard.
You know what, as well, with working hard, I really struggled when I decided to, like, you know, become an entrepreneur and stuff.
Yeah.
I struggled because I didn't know how I was supposed to work hard, because I didn't know what I was supposed to work hard on. And then eventually, as time went by, I realised that the hard work that you do, the hardest work that you do, is the work that you do on yourself. That's the hard work, because whatever you are, you can attract to you then. So if you're happy, you're going to automatically attract positive people to you. So if you put all of the hard work, if you don't have anything physical to work hard on, like music, writing, if you don't know where your passion lies yet, go inwards, work on your physical health, work on your mental health, work on your emotional health and your spiritual health, because eventually that inspired action will come to you in the form of, oh my God, I've just had this thought and I've just had this idea. That is inspired action. Work on that idea. When it comes, just be ready for it.
110%. Yes, 100%.
Well, thank you so much, Merkage, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I can't wait for this to be released. I can't wait to watch it back.
Yeah.
And we're going to catch up. Obviously, we'll catch up in 6 months, because I want to see how many of your goals you've achieved. I'm going to be on you now. Oh, God,
we need to get in a studio. We need to get in a studio anyway. 100%. I need a hook.
100%. So we are going to affirm right here, right now, it's March. By the end of this year, me and Merkage will have a song together. Oh,
she will be on a new project. She will. You definitely will.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. It's always good to see you.